Welcome to a very special episode. I'm joined by one and the only Anis Abraham. How are you, mate? You okay?
I'm actually feeling very positive. I've been negative to you for the last year, and now starting to feel even more positive.
So there's been a lot going on this week. Would you like to tell the viewers if some people have been living under a rock? What have been happening, Anis?
Well, since we last spoke when we were actually, I'm in Spain now, but since we were in Murcia to Cardiff City, a lot has progressed. I've had phone calls today and yesterday of a person who's negotiating it all, and apparently, and I do know it's true because the South African Gary Otto. Don't forget, he's only the front man. We've got to keep, it's a consortium. They tick all the boxes, apparently. And Cardiff City tick all the boxes to them. And they tick all the boxes that Tanner's asked. They passed everything. They've been checked out by the Football League. The funds are there. Everything's been looked at and everything right through. And they're giving what Vincent Tan wants.
All right. So basically, it's all up to Tan, and basically what you're saying then.
Yeah. Apparently, they are land Thursday or Friday in Cardiff for 5 days this week. And I'm going to tell you now, we cannot afford to lose these. It is down to Tan. It's over to Tan, right? We cannot afford to lose them. Look, there are other buyers, quite a few buyers out there, but no one as rich as these. And who know their stuff, know the football. These are the people for Cardiff City.
Like talking about like when we've had many interviews, we've spoken about loads of different things. Is there something close to your heart that makes you feel that you could actually have a lot of restorement where Cardiff used to be back in the day, mate? Does it give you a bit of hope and pride?
Conversations I've had, they know why the ground is soulless. They know there's a lot to be done. They know what we've gone through all these years, and what I'm told is the things that the fans want will be restored, and that gives me everything. Listen, it's time for Vincent Tan to go, right? It's time years ago, but either can't. Actually, it is though a couple of still people for Vincent Tan, but 99.9% want him gone, and I feel we are so close. And not like tomorrow, like people think. This doesn't happen in 24 hours. This has been going on months and months of work. When you buy a business, which I've been involved in businesses, nothing like this, but I mean, I've been involved in businesses with 64, 80 staff. You can't just go to the staff. This is why nothing's come out of the club. And I respect nothing's come out of the club because they're not going to say anything to the staff until the deal is signed. But the now is really positive. I'm feeling on top of the world.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of excitement, especially after the season we had. But going on, mate, I know, on the forum, you've put a lot of information where, like, we spoke about it in Spain. And now I feel like everyone's just jumped on the bandwagon kind of thing. Like, as I feel like you had a lot of criticism or, you're making stuff up, this and that. And it's all coming out.
And the
So how
last
does...
podcast I've been listening to everyone, they say their source, and they're using every bit of word I've said to you. And on the message board, got criticised for, and now they're all saying exactly the same words. Listen, Tony Rivers, Lakey, my friend Anthony, me and him, he doesn't talk bullshit, and I don't care what anyone says. I don't. I tell it as it is. And me and him speak to the same people, and we chat about things, and the enthusiasm from him and me, we're both getting us exactly the same stories. Look, I know there's people out there wanting Gareth Bale, but I'm going to be straight to you. Yes, he put two bids in, but what I heard, they were so low, Tan didn't even reply. Right?
Yeah.
Weren't even, they didn't even virtually, Tan just looked and apparently did, well, that was it. They weren't even going to touch for the State Club. Um, these people are giving Vincent Tan what he's been asking for, how he's been set aside. They've gone to Monaco, right? Not to see Tan, to see Dowman, the chairman. They're sorting things out. They've got wherever they've been asked to go, they've gone. They'll be here for 5 days later this week. They were here last week. They're doing what they're asked to, and they're doing it. And everything checked out. Do you know what they've done? They spoke to the Welsh FA. They spoke about the ground going up to 50,000 plus for Wales games. The Welsh FA can only dream of having Cardiff City Stadium for 50,000. They are doing everything that everyone wants. They've
Mm.
just the EFL. They've even spoke to Welsh ministers. They spoke to Cardiff Council. They have
Yeah.
everyone they need to check that they're wanted and that Cardiff City is the way forward. They know
Yeah.
football, and I'm going to say it, and you can repeat this time and time again, is bigger than rugby in Wales.
Yeah, so talking about, I know, like, talking about the last owner, you got to meet the last owner. Have you heard anything about meeting them, or have they asked, or?
Friday, right? I'm in Spain. I'm not saying who is going to meet them now. I have been offered. Last time I travelled back at this stage, last year to watch, was it? Yeah, Bristol Rovers away. It took me 8.5 hours just to the airport. I'm not
Mm,
coming now until some proper games. I don't really. I've been down that road before. I met Vincent Tan, and I don't want to really involved in owners. I know positive. I felt he
yeah.
was let down so badly. I really am not. After this is done and they're there, I'm actually going to enjoy my football. I don't want to be involved in the politics.
Yeah, I think with a lot of it is, mate. I think because you care, like we care so much about the club, like the standard. Like a lot of people say, oh, you know, back in the day we were never really a good football team or whatever. A lot of people do say, but you got to think, mate. We've hit that standard of being in a Premiership and stuff. We gotta keep on going now. And like the thing is, as you said, I think Vincent Tan, what is he benefiting from staying here? Because he never comes and visits. He puts the bare minimum. You got
Dan-
these people coming in now, you know.
Daniel, he got us to the Premier League. We were clueless. We're
Yeah,
even the second time we never learned. What
yeah.
I now know, he's already reducing it to a loss of 8 million this year if we stay. But he only has to plus out one player like Salah, and he won't lose any money. And he could just drift us in League One, Division Three, I call it. What is the
Mm.
point? What is the point? Go out now with your head held high, leave us debt free, and have everything. Let's start fresh. These people can make us in the top 10 in the Premier League. These people know what they're doing. There's still negativity out there, right? And the only negativity I see is that it shouldn't be negativity. It's not true. It's not true. The media aren't going to say it because they're only told by certain people, Ken Chew and everything, what to say, right?
Mm.
I respect all that. They don't want to speak to the club. I respect that club for that, not speaking. But I'm going to tell you now, this is so close, but it's down to one person. It's all in his hands. Vincent Tan now to sign it and agree it, and they'll pay him.
So how did you come about finding about this?
I came
This consortium.
out at the end, and you'll hear about it. But I had a phone call 5, 6 months ago, and a friend of mine, big Cardiff City fan, big name at Cardiff City as well. He was actually chatting to them, and they said, "Can't give you the club again," but they said we lost out on that club. Any clubs you'd think? And he said, "There's a massive club, a club with so much potential, a club which you won't believe." And they said, "Tell us about it." And for 5, 6 months, they've done everything on Cardiff City,
Mm.
everything. Researched us. They've checked us out with everything we've ever done. They've watched the programs of our crowds, the atmospheres. They've seen it all, and they've done their homework on us. And like I said, every box has been ticked that Vincent Tan has asked for, every single thing. So now's the time to sign over to them.
Yeah. How long do you think, Anis? It would, like, you said it won't be like 24 hours, but what do you think the time scale of it will be? Do you think he's waiting for the Salah case? Because I've heard a few people saying he's
So
waiting for the Salah case.
that's already been said. That's been put into it, another company of his, which is dealing with the Salah case, right?
Yeah.
Salah case. So if he lost, he'll appeal again. I know that can be separated, totally separated. That I
Yeah.
do at all has anything. Whatever happens with Salah will have nothing to do with the new owners. So no, that has been separated.
Happy days. So, I did see a post the other day you put up where a lot of people were searching the flight to see where he was coming from. Would you give us some update on that, mate?
Well, I said it, as I was told. Their plane was worth 600 million. I even named the airplane and everything. and I said, they've been in Cardiff today, right? No, leaves it next, all the usual. I don't want to call them nerds. I don't know what to call them. They're all searching. I don't even know how to do all that. And yes, that plane was in Cardiff Airport. They then followed it, and guess where it went? Where Dalman lives, in Monaco, and
Yeah.
it was proven right again. It was quite funny how it was. I was reading everyone going, I searched, it's going up. Look, they were all following the flight to Monaco. It was quite funny that watching.
Yeah, mate,
That's
it's
broken now for a couple of months. He'll get his 38 million that he this. Um, I do believe he wanted to stay along originally. I think we need a total clear out, and a clear out is happening. And
yeah,
what we need, we really need a total clear out. I have heard, and I've been told very positive things about Steve Borley, who's actually helped them in many ways and actually arranged for them to meet certain people in Wales, some of the people who are in the right positions. So I have heard he's been very helpful with them. So I will say that because I was told that today and told it yesterday. So I've heard that he's put a lot of work in behind the scenes. So anyone they wanted to meet and who they needed to meet was there. I'll tell you now, the Welsh FA are over the moon. They want them because they want
yeah,
bigger. They want a bigger stadium. Cardiff City would need a bigger stadium in the Premier League, and
mm.
Wales a bigger stadium. And no one wants to go to a rugby stadium again.
No, to be honest, mate, like I've heard, I don't know if it's correct, me, but the stadium can get turned into a 60,000 seater. Is that right?
Cameraman put the plan in originally. It was all done right, and it was made for 60,000. We have a 60,000 planning, which is accepted, and it can go up to 60,000. And you've seen it yourself. Wales can put 60,000 in there, and
Yeah,
Cardiff City in the Premier League could get up to 60,000. I don't care what anyone says. The potential is there. They've even gone about the population of Cardiff. They've even I was talking about today how they were saying 350,000 here, 500,000 within 10 miles, within 30, 40 miles, 1 million, no competition, 2 million within 80 miles or something. And apparently they've done all their homework on us. They know every little thing. No one does that deeper homework of what they've done to just be messing around.
yeah. I think, mate, I
So
think it's a bit of sigh. Go on.
they've shown the funding is there. That is
Yeah,
everything. They have shown in South Africa, who, by the way, was born in South Africa, brought up in the USA, has built the last 2 years in Britain. But they have got the funds and have proven the funds. What more can you ask?
yeah, mate. To be honest, mate, it's really exciting, but it leads down to one guy and one guy only. And to
Well,
be honest, mate, it depends. Like like I spoke to my father early on about it. Like his mother wanted him out, his family wanted him to leave.
well, they do.
It's like thank you very much. Not even really thankful for everything you've done, mine, but thank you very much. There's the door, and just go. Because the thing is, a lot of people that were always sticking up for Tan now, like you see now within the club, they're all back in this back in this new consortium. And the thing is, mate, if they get rid of those red seats, right, mate? Oh, it's an eyesore, innit? When you look at those red seats, when I seen you put it up on there, and also another thing, mate, it's like the badge. A proper old school badge. Like I say that to you all the time, like because me and you, I think before the protest started, I seen you in Luton, innit? And I had, well, it's when I went for the protest, and you said to me, best badge that is, and I think
The
that
worm
badge,
go. The worm has to go.
oh,
And
yes, definitely.
a clear out. I'm telling you now, if they went to proper old school and brought back the first kit, a blue, well, not the first kit, but the kit that's loved by everyone, the
Yeah,
blue with the yellow and white stripe down, and put a real badge on, even if it's just a Bluebird with Cardiff City. If it's
yeah.
this Daffodil and Welsh Dragon, listen, I've already been told they were actually going to put out a few badges. I was told this as well today. Put out a few badges and ask the fans to vote on it.
What does that sound like, mate? The good old days, isn't it? Back in the day.
This is what these are for the fans, and this is where we've been ignored for 15 years now. From the day I was lied to about the identity, we have been lied to. The fans are never listened to. Silly meetings they have, nod their heads, go away, and nothing's done. These are people that are here for the club and the fans. They're here
Mm,
they've seen the potential. I think they've fallen in love with our city, the potential. They've seen videos of our fans, and they want that to return.
Well, mate, you only need to go back and look at the old, Welsh Cup games, and like the likes of Real Madrid, and against Wrexham, or it's a bit of a eyesore knowing that we won't be in the Championship this year. But if it's had to all this happen for this to happen, and we come back stronger, fair enough. But mate, what is one thing, right, Anis, that you're excited about? Talk either about kit, stadium wise, or badge. What's the one thing you're looking forward to the most if this ownership does go through?
A total change of board is the biggest thing ever.
Yeah.
But the fans bouncing again, the fans passion again, the fans. I fell in love with Cardiff City in the 70s because we always had passion. We have actually had the passion and pride taken. I want to hear that passion again. Our fans are up there with the best. On their day, they can be the greatest, but we have been slowly, slowly killed off. And that passion, I want to hear the stadium bounce again. I want to hear all sides of it bounce.
Yeah, I think to be honest with you, mate, like I feel like like with the whole club situation with Vincent Tan, I don't want to go too much on about it, but I feel it's a lot to do with him, how the whole fan base. Because you think about back in the day, mate, we used to be a solid fan base, and
With
we're never like this. We're never divided like this,
hand
ever.
hierarchy regime one. They divided and conquer, it's called. Listen, there are still people out there trying to deny all this. Why, I don't know. They've got their own reasons, right? Uh, I understand why the club is, totally understand why the club is. When you have a business and they run it and it's a business, a business losing money. I understand why the club is because I've got a lot of staff to care for and look after. But how the media, local media is, and certain other people are trying to deny it totally, and then snippets given out, suddenly announcing, oh, yes, there are three potential buyers. I don't understand it. You're supposed to be the media, you're supposed to tell the truth and come out with it. The truth is, we have a massive, massive potential, one of the biggest owners we could ever dream of.
Yeah, I think like as the saying goes, where a lot of times a sleeping giant.
We I stand by it. I stand by it. We proved it. In the Premier League, we owed 33,500. There were thousands on the waiting list this season to get holders. Thousands. We sold out every home game, except say some teams didn't bring their full away allocation. We could have
Mm,
had 40,000 then. And that was when we weren't even, don't forget we had the bloody red and everything. You see?
yeah, yeah.
Those shirts again. I want to see. When you said you're right, what am I looking forward to more? Seeing walking up to that stadium instead of seeing everyone's heads down and gloomy and thinking, "Why am I here?" And you walk in the stadium. I fly back from Spain. And I continuously come back, and I sit and I do think it. Why am I here? And I think,
Mm.
wonder people have stopped coming. So the first thing I want to be able to walk up that stadium and feel the buzz again.
Yeah, I think as well, like the day when we got relegated, you heard other people, because ITV News were there talking and stuff, and people were saying it felt like we haven't been relegated because people just didn't, care, like not care.
Given up, Daniel. The fans had given up halfway through the season.
Yeah, yeah.
Go through previous managers and everything. I don't want to go through that, right? But we're going to finish on this. We're going to finish on it because we've got to finish on a high. The financial regularities have been proven. He's proven his financials, right?
Mm,
He's been tested. He's been. They have proven to the English Football League they have the funds. They have proven to Vincent Tan they have the funds. They have
yeah.
spoken to every major person that's concerned with buying a football club. They have contacted everyone in Wales, South Wales, that they needed to. What more can they ask for? There is now, it's in one person's hands, Vincent Tan, to hand over that club. At least he can say he left us not in debt. Then he can actually say it and left us in good hands. So it's over to you, Vincent Tam.
What would you say, if I know we're going to be putting this out. What would you, if Gary Orto now was watching this now, what would you say to him, mate?
The fans are going to be singing your name.
At least it'd be a nice song, for a change, But you know, what kit would you like them to bring out, mate? What's the one kit you'd like?
The blue with the yellow and white stripe and a
Yeah,
proper.
yeah.
The word
Um,
go. And I
yeah,
now, so I'm going to leave you that the worm has got to go.
yeah,
Vincent
yeah.
back and please his family. They want him to sell. They don't want him to do with Cardiff City. Don't lose any more money, Vincent Tan. Hand over the club and make a lot of people in Wales happy.
Thank you very much.
Thank
Thank you for watching, everyone. Thank you. Bye.
you. Take care, my friend.
Take care, my friend.